Most people spend their entire life chasing money, yet very few actually understand how money works. They work harder, stress more, and still stay stuck. Not because they're incapable, but because nobody ever taught them the real rules of the game. This video is not about get-rich-quick tricks, motivation, or fake success stories. It's about how money actually moves in the real world, why some people keep increasing their income while others stay trapped in survival mode despite working just as hard. On English Shock, we don't just improve your English, we improve the way you think. Because when your thinking becomes clearer, your decisions become sharper, and your income starts to change naturally. If you're serious about making more money in life, without illusions, without superstition, without shortcuts, then stay till the end. This video might not entertain you, but it can upgrade you. The truth about money most people avoid. Most people don't struggle with money because they are lazy. They struggle because they were taught the wrong model of money from day one. Society trains you to believe that money comes from hard work, long hours, and obedience. That sounds logical, but reality doesn't support it. If hard work alone made people rich, daily wage workers would be millionaires. The truth is uncomfortable, so people ignore it. Money is not a reward for effort. Money is a reward for value, leverage, and decision-making. Effort matters, but only when it's applied in the right direction. You can work 12 hours a day digging a hole, but if nobody needs that hole, your effort has zero economic value. Money follows usefulness, not suffering. Another brutal truth is that money doesn't care about emotions, morality, or intentions. The market doesn't ask how good your heart is or how honest you are. It only asks one question: can you solve a problem people are willing to pay for? If the answer is yes, money flows. If the answer is no, no amount of complaining will help. People also confuse being busy with being productive. Being busy feels good because it gives the illusion of progress. But money comes from results, not activity. You can attend meetings, reply to emails, and work all day, and still be broke, if none of that creates measurable value. One more uncomfortable fact: money multiplies faster for people who already understand money. That's why rich people often get richer. It's not magic or luck. It's because once you understand the system, you stop trading time for money and start using systems, skills, and scale. Poor people trade hours. Wealthy people trade outcomes. This is where mindset matters, but not the motivational quote type. It's about seeing money as a tool, not a moral judgment. Money doesn't make you good or bad. It only amplifies who you already are. When you stop worshiping money or hating it, you start using it intelligently. If you want to make more money in life, the first upgrade is not your job, not your salary, and not your hustle. The first upgrade is your mental model of how money actually works. Without fixing that, every strategy you try will eventually fail. This video isn't about fantasies like get rich overnight or fake motivation. It's about understanding money like a system, logical, cold, predictable. Once you see the pattern, you stop chasing money blindly and start pulling it toward you intentionally. Why salary alone will never make you rich. A salary feels safe, predictable, and respectable. That's why most people chase it. But safety and wealth rarely travel together. A salary is simply a fixed exchange of your time for money, and time is the most limited resource you have. No matter how skilled you are, there are only 24 hours in a day, and a salary puts a hard ceiling on your income. The biggest flaw in the salary model is that your income is capped while your expenses keep rising. Inflation doesn't care about your appraisal cycle. Rent, food, healthcare, and lifestyle costs go up whether your salary does or not. Over time, this creates a silent trap where people earn more but feel poorer. Another problem is dependency. When your entire income comes from one source, you are one decision away from zero. A company restructuring, a bad manager, or an economic slowdown can wipe out years of effort overnight. This isn't pessimism, it's statistical reality. Depending on a single income stream is financially fragile. Salary also disconnects effort from reward. You can double your efficiency, improve your skills, and still get the same paycheck as someone doing the bare minimum. Over time, this kills motivation and creativity. The system rewards compliance, not innovation. This doesn't mean jobs are useless. Jobs are powerful tools, but terrible end goals. A job should fund your learning, build your skills, and give you exposure. It should not be the final destination. The mistake people make is treating salary as the finish line instead of the starting point. Wealthy people don't hate jobs. They just don't rely on them forever. They use jobs to gain experience, capital, and clarity, then move toward income sources that are scalable. Scalability is the keyword here. If your income doesn't scale without you working more hours, it will never create real freedom. The moment you understand this, your relationship with work changes. You stop asking, "How do I get a higher salary?" and start asking, "How do I create income that grows even when I'm not present?" That single question separates employees from wealth builders. Making more money in life is not about quitting your job tomorrow. It's about outgrowing dependency on a single paycheck. Once you see salary for what it really is, a tool, not a solution, you're ready to move to the next level. Skills pay more than degrees ever will. Degrees were valuable when information was rare. Today, information is free, but applied skill is rare. That's why the market rewards skills, not certificates. A degree can open a door, but only a skill keeps you inside and helps you climb. The harsh truth is this: no one pays you for what you studied, they pay you for what you can do. If your actions don't create measurable outcomes, your qualification is just a piece of paper. This is why you'll see people with average education earning more than highly qualified individuals. It's not unfair, it's logical. High-paying skills share one common trait: they solve expensive problems. Businesses don't mind paying a lot if the problem you solve directly affects revenue, growth, or efficiency. Skills like sales, copywriting, data analysis, coding, marketing, negotiation, and system building sit close to money, so they get paid more. Another mistake people make is learning skills passively. Watching videos, reading books, and collecting notes feels productive, but money only responds to execution. The market doesn't care how much you know, it cares about results you can show. Proof beats potential every time. Skills also compound. When you combine 2 or 3 complementary skills, your value multiplies. For example, someone who understands data and can communicate insights clearly becomes far more valuable than someone who only knows technical analysis. Skill stacking turns average people into rare assets. The smartest move is to pick skills that are transferable across industries. Technology, communication, and problem-solving don't expire. Trends change, tools update, but foundational skills remain valuable for decades. Chasing trendy knowledge without depth is a short-term game. Making more money in life isn't about memorizing more theory. It's about building skills that the market repeatedly demands and then applying them until results speak for you. Once you do that, your income stops depending on luck and starts depending on competence. Degrees might get respect. Skills get paid. Your income grows when you solve bigger problems. Money is directly proportional to the size of the problem you solve. Small problems pay small money. Big problems pay big money. This isn't philosophy, it's economics. If your work saves someone 10 minutes, you'll get paid like it. If your work saves a company 10 million, you'll be treated very differently. Most people unknowingly limit their income by choosing problems that are easy, familiar, and low risk. That feels comfortable, but comfort has a price, and that price is capped income. High-paying opportunities almost always sit where responsibility is higher and outcomes matter more. Another key insight is this: people don't pay for effort, they pay for impact. 2 people can work the same number of hours, but the one whose decisions influence outcomes will earn significantly more. That's why decision-makers, strategists, and closers earn more than executors. To make more money, you must shift your focus from tasks to outcomes. Instead of asking, "What work do I do?" start asking, "What result do I produce?" This mindset alone can double your earning potential because it changes how others perceive your value. Businesses and individuals with money think in terms of leverage. They ask, how can one action create multiple results? If you help build a system, automate a process, or improve a strategy, your work continues to generate value long after it's done. That's where real money lives. Many people avoid bigger problems because failure becomes more visible. But avoiding responsibility doesn't protect you, it limits you. Growth always demands discomfort. The market rewards those who step into complexity and bring clarity. If you want a higher income, aim higher in responsibility, not just effort. Start positioning yourself closer to decisions, strategy, and results. When you become someone who solves meaningful problems, money stops being a chase and starts being a consequence. Multiple income streams are not a luxury, they're survival. Relying on a single source of income is one of the riskiest financial decisions you can make, yet it's normalized. One job, one paycheck, one point of failure. In a world where industries change fast and technology replaces roles overnight, this model is outdated and dangerous. Multiple income streams don't mean doing 10 things badly. They mean building layers of income that protect and multiply your earning power. The goal is stability first, growth second. Even a small second income stream reduces financial anxiety dramatically because your survival no longer depends on one source. The smartest secondary income streams are built around skills you already have. If you're learning a skill, you can monetize it as a freelancer, consultant, or creator before you master it. Teaching, assisting, or applying a skill in a limited scope still creates value. Another mistake people make is chasing passive income too early. Truly passive income comes after effort, not before it. You first build the system, then the system works for you. Expecting income without initial work is not strategy, it's wishful thinking. Digital income streams have changed the game because they scale without proportional effort. Content, tools, services, and digital products can reach thousands without increasing your workload linearly. That doesn't make them easy, it makes them efficient. The real power of multiple income streams isn't just money, it's leverage and choice. When you're not desperate, you negotiate better, take smarter risks, and make long-term decisions instead of survival-based ones. Making more money in life isn't about greed, it's about reducing vulnerability. One income keeps you employed. Multiple incomes keep you free. Money follows leverage, not just hard work. Hard work is respected, but leverage is rewarded. Leverage means using tools, systems, people, or platforms to multiply the impact of your effort. Without leverage, you are stuck in a linear income model: work more, earn more, stop working, income stops. There are 4 major types of leverage in the modern world: time, capital, technology, and media. Time leverage comes from delegation. Capital leverage comes from investing. Technology leverage comes from software and automation. Media leverage comes from content and distribution. Almost all high earners use at least one of these, often without realizing it. Technology leverage is the most accessible today. One person with a laptop and an internet connection can reach millions. This has never happened before in human history. Code, data, and digital tools allow small teams, or even individuals, to create massive value. Media leverage is equally powerful. When you build an audience, your ideas travel even when you're silent. Content works while you sleep. It builds trust at scale, which is the most valuable currency in business. People who control attention often convert it into income effortlessly. Most people reject leverage because it feels unfamiliar and risky. They prefer predictable effort over uncertain scaling. But predictability is expensive. Leverage introduces uncertainty first, then freedom later. The key is to start small. You don't need massive capital or millions of followers. You need a system that works without your constant presence. Once you taste nonlinear results, you'll never see money the same way again. To make more money in life, stop asking how to work harder. Start asking how to multiply your output. That's where real growth begins. Your environment decides your income more than motivation. Motivation is overrated. Environment is underestimated. You can be highly motivated, disciplined, and hardworking, but if your environment normalizes low income, limited thinking, and short-term survival, your growth will always hit a ceiling. People unconsciously adapt to the financial standards around them. If everyone you talk to believes a certain income is too much or unrealistic, your brain starts treating higher goals as risky or impossible. This is not weakness, it's psychology. Your environment includes people, content, habits, and daily conversations. If most of your discussions revolve around complaints, gossip, or excuses, your thinking shrinks. If your inputs are growth-oriented, ideas, systems, opportunities, your thinking expands automatically. High earners talk differently. They talk about leverage, efficiency, margins, and systems, not just effort. When you spend time in such environments, even passively, your decision-making improves without conscious struggle. This doesn't mean cutting everyone off or becoming arrogant. It means being intentional. You don't need new friends immediately, you need new inputs. Books, podcasts, communities, and content can temporarily replace physical environments. Another overlooked factor is digital environment. Social media can either educate you or numb you. One feeds your future, the other steals your attention. Income growth often begins by controlling what you consume daily. If you want to make more money in life, upgrade your environment before you upgrade your goals. When your surroundings expect more from you, your behavior follows naturally. Money rewards speed, not perfection. Perfectionism looks intelligent, but it's financially expensive. The market doesn't reward the best idea, it rewards the fastest executed good idea. While people wait to be fully ready, others move with 60% clarity and learn on the way. Most people delay action because they fear mistakes. But mistakes are not the cost of failure, they're the cost of entry. Every skill, business, or income stream gets refined in the real world, not in your head. Planning without execution is just disguised procrastination. Speed creates feedback. Feedback creates improvement. Improvement creates income. Slow thinkers stay stuck because they try to eliminate uncertainty before starting, which is impossible. Uncertainty is part of the process, not a flaw. Money flows toward people who make decisions quickly and adjust rapidly. This doesn't mean being reckless. It means being decisive. You can always correct direction, but you can't correct inactivity. Another reason speed matters is opportunity windows. Markets change, trends shift, and attention moves fast. By the time perfectionists feel confident, the opportunity is often gone or saturated. Action also builds confidence. Confidence doesn't come before doing, it comes from doing. Every small execution reduces fear and increases clarity. Waiting for confidence keeps you poor longer. If you want to make more money in life, value momentum over comfort. Start messy, learn fast, and iterate publicly. The market respects movement. Long-term thinking is a financial superpower. Most people are stuck in short-term survival mode. They optimize for quick relief instead of long-term growth. This mindset keeps income small and unstable. Real money is built by people who can delay gratification and think in years, not days. Short-term thinking asks, how do I earn today? Long-term thinking asks, what can I build that keeps paying me? The second question changes everything. It shifts your focus from transactions to assets. Assets don't have to be big or expensive. A skill, a reputation, an audience, a system, or a portfolio are all assets. They grow slowly at first, then suddenly. This is why most people quit too early. Progress is invisible before it compounds. Compounding is boring in the beginning and unstoppable later. Whether it's learning, investing, content, or business, consistency beats intensity. Small actions done repeatedly outperform massive effort done occasionally. Long-term thinkers also make calmer decisions. They don't panic with temporary losses or slow results. They understand that volatility is part of growth. Emotional decisions destroy money faster than bad strategies. Another key difference is patience with learning. High earners invest time upfront to understand fundamentals deeply. They don't chase hacks every week. They master principles which work in every cycle. If you want to make more money in life, train yourself to think beyond immediate rewards. Build things that mature over time. The future always pays more than the present, if you prepare for it. Money is a skill, not a destiny. The final truth about money is this: your financial life is not decided by luck, background, or fate. It's decided by the skills you build, the decisions you repeat, and the systems you commit to. Money is not something you chase once, it's something you learn to generate repeatedly. People who make more money aren't smarter, they're clearer. They understand how value flows, how leverage works, and how patience compounds. They stop blaming circumstances and start adjusting strategies. This shift alone puts them ahead of the majority. Wealth is not created in dramatic moments, it's created in boring consistency. Showing up daily, learning when others quit, building when results are invisible. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they give up too early. Another important shift is identity. When you start seeing yourself as someone who creates value, solves problems, and thinks long-term, your behavior aligns automatically. Income follows identity. Change who you operate as, and money follows naturally. You don't need to copy anyone's lifestyle or timeline. Comparison destroys clarity. Focus on building skills, systems, and income streams that fit your reality. Sustainable money is always personal. This channel, English Shock, isn't just about language, it's about thinking sharper, communicating clearer, and understanding the world practically. When your thinking improves, your earning capacity improves too. Everything is connected, so don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start where you are, learn aggressively, act consistently, build patiently. Money will come, not as a miracle, but as a consequence.